What's poppin', my J dolls? And I am back with another video. Before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that bell. You guys, we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so don't play with us because we are not one of them. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It's free 99. And if you still don't subscribe, you a hater. Take that with your mama, because why she raised you like that? Period. Okay, y'all? Like, we are so close. If you're not subscribed, don't be a hater. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hype the video up. Like, go ahead and like the video. Like, let's get it rocking. Let's get it rolling, baby, because it is Vlogtober, and your girl has been... I have been working for real. Like, I am in my car right now filming this video, and I said, you know what? Let me go back to, like, my old authentic ways. Like, I'm always authentic, but like just filming in the car and talking to y'all. I don't have my mic or nothing like that. I could have got it in the house, but I didn't. But anyways, y'all, today I'm gonna talk about my life being unemployed. Let me calculate. Wait, because I stopped working in February, I believe. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. I've been unemployed for 9 months. Oh my gosh, that is insane. So yeah, I've been unemployed for 9 months. And so I wanted to give y'all an update of what's going on in my life now that I have been unemployed for 9 months and I quit my 70K a year job. What's been going on, how I'm feeling, how I'm surviving. And I want to just talk to y'all because I know some people really be thinking about quitting their jobs, or they wonder, like, what the hell, y'all? I hope, like, what the fuck? Oh, that's somebody's car. Oh, yeah, I'm not cutting none of this stuff out. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, we're gonna get it unraw, uncut, okay? But anyways, y'all, so I know some people literally want to quit their jobs or wonder how people survive, or some people just want to be nosy because they want to know. Like, some people be low-key hating on me. I'm not gonna lie, some people be low-key hating on me and be wondering, like, whoa, how can she do certain things? Like, how can she just move across the state? How can she, like, have this place? How can she have this car? Like, people be weird. Like, bitches be weird. Okay, so it could be you watching it for that, or you could be watching it because you want to just know, like, people's experience, or you're thinking about quitting your job and all that stuff. Let's break it down. So y'all, I've been unemployed for 9 months. Okay, and when I first quit my job, it was with purpose. You can go back and look at some of my old videos, but practically my old job was a hybrid job where I worked remotely and I also worked in office. It was in the finance industry. I was moving to San Antonio no matter what. God told me that I need to live in Texas, so I knew I was going to live in Texas. I had already prolonged it for 2 years. I knew my purpose. I knew my passion was to move, to separate myself from my old life and to create a new life. I'm a little delulu. I'm a very spiritual girly, and that is why I create the life that I create for myself, because I believe I can. And a lot of times it'd be our mind thinking we can't, so that's what keeps us stuck. I don't have that mind that I can't. I have that mind I can be who I want to be. Like, I have that mindset I can be Beyonce. Like, I could be Beyonce tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't ever want to be somebody that specific person, but I can live the Beyonce life tomorrow. And I can really believe that I'm gonna live that Beyonce life tomorrow. Like, and I will really push towards, like, getting there, you know? So you have to adjust your mindset. For me, it was like, I knew I was going to go to a new state. I knew I wanted a new start. I knew God told me Texas, and I wanted to align with my purpose. So I knew I was going to leave that job behind. And when I worked the job, there were some things that I did like about it, coming from a retail management background. I did like that, you know, I was off the weekends. I talked about this. I liked that I had a consistent schedule, whatever. But a lot of the things I didn't like, it drained my mental health. And this is a big thing I learned about just all jobs. It don't matter what job that I work. I only stay there 1 year to 2 years because I'm not aligned with a job. Because the job doesn't fill me up. The job drains me. The job makes me depressed. The job makes me anxious. It happens. Every single job that I work at, I can never be comfortable. I'm always good. Everywhere I go, I'm good. But anything I do, I'm good at. Like, literally, anything I do, I'm good at. Losing weight, I'm good at it. Coaching people to lose weight, I'm good at it. Being a manager, I'm good at it. Starting a business, I'm good at it. Like, anything I put my mind to, I'm good at it. Going to college and graduating, was good at it. Right? Like, did AP, IB classes. Like, I am an overachiever. Okay? So, it's my behavior to be able to be good at the job, but it's just the fact that I wasn't happy there. Like, I'm a creative, and that is something that I learned about myself, that no matter how much I try to push myself to go into work I'm going to be good at it. They're going to love me, but I'm going to eventually hate them and hate the job. So that's something I had to learn, and recently has been only the time that I had to sit here and think about it, that in my dreams, I never wanted to be a specific career or a specific, in a specific job field. My dreams as a child was to be a star, like to be a singer, to be famous, I was never the child. I said this in another video, so if you watch that, but I was never the child like, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. Like, I still vividly remember going to school for career day, and everyone's like, what are you? Because they couldn't get what my outfit was. I'm like, I'm a singer. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm a singer, anyways. So, and my dad, he played a huge role in, like, really believing in my dreams as well, and never discouraging me from my dreams, because he was a creative. Like, he actually owned a storefront. He actually was into music, so I get where I get all these traits. He was into photography. He knew how to paint. Like, I have his paintings in my apartment. So my dad was a creative, and he only wanted me to be a creative. Like, even when I started to make my mind more like corporate, he's like, no, you're not being a corporate, you're gonna be an entrepreneur. Like, I'm like, before he died, he was like, you're gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm like, I ain't been no entrepreneur. And look at me. So what's been going on now? I talked about this when I said how I moved to San Antonio, no plan, no jobs, I practically talked about the sense of like how I've attempted to apply for a couple jobs. Okay, y'all, I'm not gonna sit here front and be on the internet like, oh, not having a job is just easy. No, it's not. It's not easy. And I always like to be upfront, and so upfront with the people on the internet, because some people can glorify people's lives, and then they go down the wrong path, or they're not prepared what bumps could happen in the road, because they'll be like, oh yeah, this person just said, oh, they quit their job and life is amazing, da 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 da, and then they go quit their job and they realize it's hard and they can't handle it, because some people can't handle it, right? Everybody can handle it, but some people are not equipped in the mindset. Like, so what I will say is, I've had obstacles, and I talked about this in my other video, but I had obstacles where it's like, when I first moved to San Antonio, I thought, oh, I will be able to do Lyft. Because if y'all don't know, like, Lyft and Uber is contract work. So you technically are not working for anybody. That's your own, it's technically your own business. You're just working through a company, in a sense where it's like, you have your own car, you make your own hours, you can kick people out of the car when you want to, like, you can, it's like you're your own boss regardless. Like, even if you're on an app, even if you do DoorDash, you're your own boss. It's contract work. So anyways, y'all, I'm getting hot now. But when I was doing Lyft, I thought like, okay, I would just come here and I'll start doing Lyft right away. And then all that didn't work out, because I had to get my car re-registered. I had a lot of expenses. But God worked it out. But at that time, y'all, I'm freaking out like, whoa, maybe I should just apply for a job. And I talked about this, but I applied for five different jobs or whatever. And I got one job I did like 4 freaking interviews for, y'all. And I didn't even get the job. And something that showed me, it's like, bro, God didn't want me to have a job so bad that I was overqualified for this job, bro. I did so many interviews for it. I was overqualified for the job. And then recently, y'all, no kizzy, no cap, like, I would say 3 months ago, like, it has been a long process. 2 months ago, y'all, I applied for this other job, and I did all these interviews, overqualified for the job. They told me they love me, they want me, da da da. Haven't even heard, like, the last time I heard back from them was 2 weeks ago, saying that, oh, they're interested in me, da da da, and they're just finishing up a few things, and blah 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 blah. And I started to have to reflect with myself of like, girl, why the hell are you trying to get a job? Like, you're going to have battles. If you are on a journey of not wanting to work for anybody anymore, you're going to have battles of not trusting yourself or not trusting God. You'll start feeling like, dang, things are rough at this specific time. Because you're going to have times, y'all, and this is from my experience, I have times when I've been up like 10 bands. Like, okay, I've had times when I've been up 5 bands. You know what I'm saying? Like, one day I had nothing, the next day I had 5 bands. One day I had nothing, the next day I had 10 bands. Like, bro, this is the entrepreneur mind. Like, the entrepreneur lifestyle is very up and down, up and down, up and down. So you're gonna have moments where you start to be like, whoa, I'm down right now. bro, like, I just need to get a job. I know I'm going to get paid. I can do both. And you start to spiral out of control. And then you start to apply for jobs. You start to get jobs. Now, this is the thing I learned about a lot of entrepreneurs. When they get jobs, they end up quitting them. Like, I had a friend, too, that would do that. Like, she would go get a job, and then she like, oh, I can't. Nah, I ain't going to be telling me what to do. I don't feel like going in. I'm going to quit. Because entrepreneurs are, like, really not meant to be held down. Like, it is a very stressful life, and I don't ever want to put this on people that are not meant for this life. It is very hard. You're going to have times when you don't make any money at all. You're going to have times where you make a ton of money. You're going to have times where you have to figure out how the hell you're going to pay your bills. And then you're going to have times where you don't have to worry. You don't have to do nothing but wake up and look good. So that is the life of an entrepreneur. And that's something that I was not used to because I have always been comfortable. Since I graduated my undergrad in college, I've always had a job. I got a career job before I even graduated school. I already had a job promised to me. I already was ready. So I was programmed to feel like I always needed a job. I was programmed that I needed to pay bills. I was programmed that I needed to have the nicest car, the nicest apartment, YSL bags, Gucci bags. Y'all, I used to have it like all waste of money. It's a trap. It's really a trap to just increase your expenses so you can increase your productivity and work even more. Now I've retrained my mind, y'all. This is getting into some deep stuff, but I think this is very helpful. But now I've retrained my mind on how to stop over consuming so that I can stop overworking. You know, because I really learned that I value freedom more than I value money. If I didn't value freedom, I would still be working in my finance company that I was working for. I would just say, hey, I'm not moving to Texas. Like, I'm just going to keep this job because I know that this job is paying my bills. And oh my gosh, like if I don't have this job, I have nothing and whatever. I would have ended up in that spiral mindset. But I said, you know what? F this job. And what does it take? It takes courage, really. It just comes down to courage and trusting yourself. So what the heck did I do? So I broke it down more in the video practically of moving here with no plan and no job. If you want to know how I moved here with no job and no plan and what happened, go watch that video. But I'm going to give you guys an overview. The overview is I have formed a consistent income, right? So I do feel like if you are planning to quit your job, I would say do what you feel. Just do it. Just do it like Nike, because you will never know how to be in the field until you just do it. Like, if you keep planning and I'm ready to quit. Oh, I hate it here. Oh, I'm depressed. But you're prioritizing money over your mental health. You're going to have a problem. Get yourself out there. You might just be like, I'm going to just put a day on it. Be like, I'm quitting November 1st. And you stick on that. You write the resignation and everything. Like, once you set a date on it, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That's why I learned, like, don't keep lollygagging on it. Because if you don't make a decision, then you're gonna be in the middle. Limbo. So, for me, I made the decision. I knew I was coming here with or without the job. I knew I was gonna make it with or without the job because I've done it before. That's the only reason why I know. Because I done it before. I had to take the risk one time. So, I knew I can do it again. So you have to have consistent income. My consistent income is Uber. Even though it's not consistent, I know I'm going to be getting money. Regardless, I know I'm going to get money, and I know my money is based off my productivity. So if my money is low, it's probably because I'm not working enough hours, right? I'm not really working the hours that I'm saying I'm going to work. I'm taking too many days off. I'm not working the peak times. You have to learn the system, because when you really look at it, it's if you look at what Uber drivers make, they don't make too much different of somebody in a career field, because Uber drivers don't get taxed versus people that work career jobs. Uber drivers don't usually pay for insurance. I mean, some do. Probably they got kids and stuff. They probably got other. But like, they probably don't pay for insurance. And a lot of this stuff, I'm not trying to be illegal or whatever, but let's just be honest. A lot of this stuff is not trackable because it's like owning your own business. So you really could probably get free insurance because the government can't track your Uber. Okay? Like, unless you file your taxes, of course. Like, and it's after you file your taxes or something like that. Which is, yeah. But for the most part, the government can't track your Uber. So you're not paying taxes on it, right? You're not paying for insurance. You're not building a 401k, which people are like, oh, but what about retirement? for those type of people, this video ain't for you. Because I'm 29. I'm not even thinking about retirement. I know I'm 29. I'm not thinking about it because I know in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm not going to have to worry about no 401k. Because I'm not even going to have no 401k. I'm going to have index accounts. I'm going to have like investment accounts. Like, I'm not worried about no damn 401k. Like, when you know real stuff about finance, read Rich Poor Dad book series. Read that book. Retire Rich, Retire Young. Read that book. 401ks are the trashiest thing you can have, okay? But if you have it, to each his own. And I've seen people like cash out their 401k at the end of it. That shit can't even help you live for a year. So I've touched that type of money in months. It was gone. So I'm going to just put that there. So how I do it is make sure I have consistent income. Is it easy? No, because you have to create routine. You have to create schedule. I am 9 months in, right? And as a free spirit, I just be like, you know what? I'm going to roll out of bed and get to work whenever I want to get to work. Because I'm in my own schedule. I like not being to wake up early. But I know damn well if I get up early, I'm going to hit the peak times. And what happens when you hit the peak time? You make more money. Okay? Today, in 3 hours, y'all, I made $107 doing Uber. In 3 hours. In 3 hours. That is over $30 an hour. So, I'm just putting that out there. Now, is that an everyday occurrence? No. Sometimes it might be $20-something an hour. But for the most part, and I live in Texas, like, this is the lowest cost of living place. Like, not lowest, but one of the lower cost of living. So if you live, I remember when I was in Minnesota, there was times I was making $40 an hour. So really, to be honest, you can survive. I think it's the mindset. Now, I will say, like, I've done DoorDash, and babes, I think I made $13 an hour. I said, this is foolishness. I could never. Like, so you have to pick what's going to really work, and you got to obviously have, you know, the right stuff for that, because obviously with Uber you can't just have a car that don't work, or you probably don't want to do it with an older car, you know, like you want to make sure it's a car under warranty and, like, you know, all that type of stuff, just in case some things happen. Like, I had nails hit my tire, right? So those things are gonna happen where this is your own business. Even though you're doing Uber, like, it's really your own business. You get nails in your tire, you think Uber paid for that? No, you gotta go get new tires. But I have a warranty on my tires. I got a warranty on my car. So you need to make sure that whatever you're doing, you know, you got your ducks in a row. But yes, that's consistency for me, because I know I can hop in my car and make money. If I need money today, I know I can make money today. You know what I'm saying? So I would say have something that consistently pays your bills. Point blank, period. You need one thing that pays your bills, and it does not have to be a job. And then this is what I mean. Like, even though people say Uber is a job, it's not like a regular 9-to-5 job where you have to clock in and you have to clock out. Like I said today, I was going to work 4 hours in a row, but I'm like, I just made $107 in 3 hours. Like, let me go have my coffee break and let me go ahead and start working on making this video. Like, on my break, let me make my video. Let me go ahead and edit the video. Because I got plans with my boo later. Like, let me, like, make sure I get off earlier later so me and him can go to the movies. Like, it's really the freedom aspect. It's not even because people see it as a job, but it's the freedom aspect. But with freedom, there's a risk, because if you are not accountable for yourself, and this is something I learned, because yesterday I was accountable for myself and I made over $200. And this is what I'm saying. Like, if you're accountable for yourself, you will make the money. And this is just one source of income. Like, I have multiple sources of income. But your main consistent income, you have to be locked in with on a schedule. Because if you don't make a schedule, it's gonna fail. So that's how I survive with no job, is making sure I have my consistent income. But now I'm bumping it up, in the sense of now I need a real schedule. Because like I said, I had high months where I made like heck of money business wise and stuff like that. So it was like, oh dang, I don't really gotta work too much. Like, then you get a little comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You need schedule, you need routine. And even that I've been like that for my health and my fitness. But like work life, when you're your own boss, you have to be locked in, period. So consistent, one source of consistent income that pays your bills, period. With entrepreneurship, you cannot depend on I won't say you cannot, because that's a bad thing. You can depend on your creativity to pay your bills, but you can't always know exactly how much you're getting from inconsistent sources, right? So I get paid from my client. I do know my client, how much she pays me every month. And as I get new clients, I know how much they're going to pay me every month. But what if my client misses a payment? What if my client can't pay? Maybe what if my client's payment gets pushed back, or my new client's payment gets pushed back? Or what if the website is taking forever to pay me my money? It's not stuff I depend on. Like my client money, I don't depend on. By the way, if you need a weight loss coach, make sure you go ahead and click the link in my description. Go check out my new website, y'all. I have my new website up. You can apply to work with me if you are interested in a weight loss coaching session, one-on-one coaching. That's white glove service. It's all focused and personalized on you, all virtually, by the way, so you don't have to live in Texas. And we do what to eat, your meal plan, we do workout, we do mental health, everything. Okay, it's very one-on-one, personalized, one-on-one. All my clients lose weight. I've never had a client not lose weight. Clock it and keep it off, period. So anyways, y'all, if you want to, but yeah, y'all, so I don't depend on that source of income. Will it be one day dependable? Yes, it will be. Okay, it's not cheap too. So when you apply, there's a question on there that tells you it's not cheap. So baby, if it's not for you and not in your price range, if you can't afford, don't even apply. I love y'all. Go ahead and use the free resources I put on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow my TikTok. I do a lot of workout stuff there, what I eat in days, all of that jazz. So anyways, y'all, moving on. So I have that source of income where I'm a weight loss coach. I have the source of income, I'm a YouTuber, so I get paid on YouTube. I don't get paid every single month. So I can't depend on the YouTube. Eventually I will get paid every single month, but I still don't. What if one month the views are hella high and the next month the views are very low? Or like it's not 100% dependable income. So for me, that's income that I have that I just don't depend on. I just use that for my extras. Maybe, all my dependable comes from my consistent income. All of my variable income, that type of stuff is like, cool, that's extra money for me. You know what I'm saying? So that would be the YouTube, that would be the clients, that would be the sponsorships. I get sponsorships sometimes, like I talk about that on the other video too, but like I get sponsorships where companies are paying me to post their products or whatnot. So that's a different source of income than the YouTube AdSense. AdSense is you get paid for the ads on your YouTube video. Sponsorships is you get paid from a company to post about the products. So yeah, so just so y'all know the difference. So those are multiple sources of income. And I also have a lingerie business, which I'm trying to get back locked in, because I used to do pop-up shops. That was a source of income, but I was just like juggling everything is very hard for me, like when it comes to also with the lingerie on top of building my weight loss coach business. But yeah, y'all, so like if you're up here, if you have a dream to be a creative, start putting the stress on your creativity. And that's something I learned. First of all, don't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's one thing I learned about myself, is even when seeking for those jobs, I'm 1 foot in and I'm 1 foot out. I'm still not trusting that this is the path for me, or trusting that God has aligned me to be in this moment, to be a creative, to be a content creator, to be a weight loss coach, to be an entrepreneur, to be free. I'm not trusting it. If I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should get a job. Why the hell? You gotta have conversations with yourself. You really gotta have conversations. I had to have conversation with myself. Like, what am I thinking about? I'm just not working hard enough. We have to be self-aware. You have to be self-aware. You have to look inside. Like, well, if Massa told me to clock in at 9 o'clock, get off at 5, I would clock at 9 o'clock. I might be 10, 15 minutes late. I might get there at 9:15, but I'm going to clock in at 9:15 and I'm going to be there at 5 o'clock. And let's say Master said, oh, the work ain't done. Oh, I'm going to stay overtime because I have no choice. I'm salary. So now I'm not leaving at 5. I'm leaving at 7 because Master said so. Now, what if Joanna just starts saying, well, I need to work at 7 a.m. I need to get done by 11 a.m. I need to use that time in the middle to work on my business. And then I need to go back from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. or 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. What if Joanna tells herself, no, you have to. No, show up. She will get the same results as working for a master. So what if Joanna could trust herself and could actually stick to what she says she's going to do? And that's the type of mindset you have to be on this journey, because the money is out there. If I can give anybody advice, I would say, if you hate your job and it's because you want something more for your life, because you're creative, because you don't feel like it's fulfilling you, because you know there's something else you want to do. And that could be like, you're not an entrepreneur. Maybe you really just want to be in a different career. Go ahead and go back to school then, and go to a different career. Find what you're passionate about. Find what you want to live for, because I don't want to be sad every day. Like, oh, I can't wait for the day to be over. Like, oh my God, it's the worst day. Like, I even told myself, if I was to go back in a career field, my passion is health now. So it would only make sense for me to align with health. You know what I'm saying? And nutritionists don't get paid enough. To me, like, nutritionists don't get paid enough. I'm a weight loss coach. I get paid more than a nutritionist. There's no reason for me to be a nutritionist. You know what I mean? But I am passionate about being a nutritionist. You know, I'm passionate about helping people lose weight. But it's not making logical sense. You know what I'm saying? Or if I was like going to do something, it would probably be sonography, because I do like, you know, the ultrasounds and like looking at the babies and stuff like that. Like, that's really what more of my focus is now, more health. Before it was more business, and I am business right now, like on my business, you know? So with all that saying, like, it's been bumps in the road, but a lot of the bumps in our road we create for ourselves. And that's what I learned. Like, if I just stick to a schedule, I'm fine. Like, literally, I'm fine. If I just stick, even if it's not a schedule you don't want to stick to, because that's the whole point of you wanting to be self-employed, so that you can be like, okay, well, maybe today I don't have to work as long of a day. Start setting the monetized goals. Like, okay, well, I need to make at least $200 a day. Oh, I need to make like this at least a day. And maybe I don't work just 5 days. Maybe I need to work 6 days a week. You know, you have the thing about when you do Uber, you have the ability to make more money than you have at a job a lot of times, because you can choose, oh, I want to work 12 hours a day instead of 8. I'm choosing not to. Like, that's the thing. Is like, we're choosing the life that we live. And until we're real with ourselves, that's the only time we can really pursue what we want, right? Because we are being true with ourselves, and we're sticking to what we say we're gonna do. So yeah, y'all, that's my journey. Has been up and down, but I'm doing well. You know, I'm still at my apartment. Like, I've never faced eviction, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my car. You know, I'm sitting here talking to y'all on my DJI camera. I have an iPad, a MacBook. I got my freaking electric car. Like, bro, like, I have way more than I need in life. Like, I'm able to eat. I can just go to the grocery store and eat, get food. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to understand that some of our struggle is because we're over consuming. And I've learned, like, my phone is practically almost paid off. Like, I got one more payment on this phone and it's paid off. I don't need no new phone. I'm not gonna get no new phone until I have to have a new phone. I got my iPad and my Apple Watch on my plan. The Apple Watch is already paid off now. The iPad is practically one more payment. Once that's done, baby, it's clips. I'm not even going to be with the same phone company no more. I'm going to be with a phone company that costs $70 a month. Because these people tell me, oh, well, once your phone is done, your bill will be $100 a month. For what? I mean, right now it's $200, but for what? Why is the bill still $100? Like, no, I'm going to go maybe back to T-Mobile and get $75 a month, unlimited. I'm cutting the cost of the phone bill. Now the cost of my phone bill is going to be more than half. You know, my insurance went down. Now I'm moving from this apartment to another apartment. My apartment payment's going down. Okay, it's still nice, but the price is going down. And I don't care if I make more money, the price is going down. Okay, I've changed my mindset, because I used to be like, oh, Louis Gucci, Balenciaga, everybody gotta see it, I gotta look. No, now it's, I want to know it, I want to feel it, I want to be able to be like, nah, I don't have to work, you know, for a week. Oh, I can go on vacation. Oh, I can feel free. Like, it's about freedom. It's not about the money for me. And I think a lot of people mix up the whole thing of like, they feel like rich people sell their soul for money, like, or they sell their soul to the devil, all types of weird behavior people talk about. But really, it's really the people that working these jobs that they hate, that they're depressed about, that, you know, they can't move their bodies to get out of, even though they want to off themselves, Half of them want to off themselves. Half of them cry in the bathroom. Half of them hate themselves. They can't even move out of that situation because of the money. So that is what, when you say money is the root of all evil, that is really what it's about. Money is the root of all evil. When you trade your soul for money, and a lot of people are trading their soul for money. And I'm not saying you can't have a job and not trade your soul. You can. You just got to find a job that you actually enjoy, you're passionate about, that doesn't take your soul, that doesn't take from you. I think that is out there. And I'm never opposed to do what you got to do. Like, if I got to do it, I got to do it. But now I'm trying to really detract from that mindset of like one foot in, one foot out, because I don't have to do it. The reality is I don't have to do it. Like, look what I'm doing just in 2 days of being focused and staying on track. I don't have, like, look what's happening with my YouTube channel from posting mostly every other day. I don't have to do none of that shit. I don't have to clock in a job. If I go to a job, I'm choosing to clock in there. Like, I'm choosing it. I'm choosing to not be able to guide myself, but try to have other people guide me. You know what I'm saying? I'm choosing to have a master. Like, but I'm not saying it's bad for people that do want to work a job. But if your spirit doesn't feel aligned with the job, that's when you need to leave it alone. When your spirit feels uncomfortable, when you crying at work, when you hate your boss, when you hate the people you work with, when you feel like so sad when it's time to get into work, and you're so happy when you get off of work. Now, there's nothing you're going to love 100%. Even when I say with Uber, like, I have times where I'll be like, bro, don't piss me off. Like, dealing with the people don't piss me off. But it's about, if we start your day in a positive mode, because I had to start thinking, like, what do I like about Uber? It's the way you think, you know? So the one thing I really like about Uber is I get to talk to people. And what's crazy is most of the time I get to talk to rich people. Like, I get to talk to millionaires and rich people. It might be because I got a nice car and they order comfort or whatever. But I get to talk to rich people, bro, and ask them questions. I get to network with rich people. And I also get to, they give me messages every day. It be something that I've been like thinking about, and then God like sends them to me to give me that message. I met a guy before, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. I met a guy and he was really wealthy. And I was driving him, which is crazy because his star level was a little low. So I'm like, it wasn't low to the ground on the hill, but it was not up there. So I'm like, what's going to be the problem with him? I picked him up from this huge mansion house. And then we're driving. I can see all the Botox in his face. And rich people get Botox. Rich people get surgery. I don't care. Like, I'm a true believer that poor people are the only people that are scared of surgery. And so a lot of times for me, I used to seek validation from poor people. And I no longer can seek validation from people that are not where I want to be. Like, not saying that they can't give you some knowledgeable advice, but they're not going to be able to give me millionaire advice. They're not going to be able to give me rich advice. I need rich advice because I need people that's going to help me get rich. And I don't want to be rich just so I can blow money. No, I don't want to be rich to just buy a G-Wagon and a BMW and blah, blah, blah. I want to be rich so I can be free. Like, I want to be a free nigga. Like, I'm not trying to be rich, bro, like to flex. I'm trying to be rich to be living. That's it. That's it. So anyhow, I meet this rich man, and he was starting to talk to me. He asked me about, oh, did I move here for work? Did I move here for school? I'm like, no, I actually moved here to quit. Like, in order to move here, I quit my job. Like, I knew I wanted to start over, that I was practically telling him stuff. And he was like, oh, wow, like, you know, that's amazing. Like, do you read books? Like, you know, I'm like, oh, I do read books. Like, you know, I like a lot of self-development, self-growth books. Those are the books I like to read. But like, I used to read every day. I'm trying to get back to it. He was like, oh, like, what books do you like to read? So I'm like, oh, well, right now I'm reading like Grow and Think Rich, Retire Young. I've been reading for a minute. I'm a little bit more than halfway through, but I'm trying to finish that up so that I can get on to another book. He was like, okay, so you need to also read Grow and Think Rich. And I'm like, that's already on my list. I've seen that book. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going to read that next. It was already on my list. And he was like, and then you need to read How to Make Friends and How to Influence People. I said, okay, I need to read that. Okay. So I put it in my notes because this is a rich man telling me this, right? And I told him, you know, because he also works in finance, which is so funny. He's like the VP of a finance company. And he was like, he's an investor in a business. So he was like, oh, like, I was like, I've thought about it. I toyed with the idea of going back to corporate and but I just don't feel like it's right, but I feel like, it's consistency, but like, I really want to focus on my content, my weight loss coaching, all this stuff, And he said, no, do not go back. Do not go back to corporate. Do not go back to a job. If that's not going to make you happy, do not do it. Even though it might feel easier. He's like, a quote that I love is that right now it will feel easier, and later in life it's going to feel hard. And right now feels hard will feel easier later in life. And that was something I needed to hear. And that is something I needed to hear from a rich person. Because a poor person will be like, whoa, well, it's hard. You need money right now. Just get a job. Like, just get it. Because they are acting out of scarcity mindset. A rich person going to say, no, don't give up. Keep going. Or even if they're not rich, an entrepreneur is going to say, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Because you're going to have a lot of adversity in life. You got to keep going. And if your bills is paid, what is you talking about? So if you find a consistent income that your bills are paid, yeah, you might be like scraping up on a couple months and you might be rich a couple months, right? But if your bills are paid, you feel good about what you're doing, what you're putting in this earth, then that's all that matters. Because we're too attached to materialistic things. And we're too attached to an American dream that's made up. It is literally a cycle of debt. A cycle of debt that you're obviously getting more and more responsibilities so you can pay more bills. Just like nothing against owning a home, because I feel like real estate is a really good investment if you're doing it for investment reasons. And that's going to be strategically and smart. Now, when it comes to, I just want to have a house, it's not an investment property. Now, it's kind of like some people, not all people, some people be house poor. Where it's like, now I'm paying $2,000 for a mortgage, bro. And I could have been in an apartment paying $1,500. Yeah, of course, it's not going to pay off for me in the future, right? But can so many single people really afford $2,000 a month? Plus the utilities are higher, plus all the other bills they have. It is a trap. And that is what I learned. With Uber, another thing I like is I get to use my brain. My downloads come in because I'm a spiritual person. I'm a spiritual being. And also, that's another thing. Like, the guy that I'm dating is so supportive. And he made me realize that you're a spiritual person. Like, you're not a religious person. You're a spiritual person. So every time, like, I tried to put myself back in a box of, like, a religious mindset of, like, I don't want to get too deep into it. But, like, when I try to get myself back into that place, even if I can enjoy certain religious things, I'd be like, whoa, that's not me. And all I could be is myself. I cannot live in this world anymore of what if people are going to think of me? Or what if people don't like this? Or what if people, like, who cares? Are these people paying my bills? They're not. Are these people, like, probably they negativity paying my bills? Because if I get negative comments, that could start the algorithm bumping. You know what I'm saying? The views, must be up when there's some negativity. So, with that being said, he helped me really think, like, bro, like, just be yourself. He tell me this all the time. All I want you to do is just be yourself. Like, I really like that you are who you are. Like, I like everything about who you are as a person. And, like, even my mindset about, like, how driven I am. And so for me, that made me, like, realize, like, bro, just be yourself. What did God create you to be? He didn't create you to be an employee. Like, he just didn't. Like, if he did, you wouldn't want to be singer or famous as a child. Or even when I went to school, I wanted to go to school for fashion. Like, I used to watch Project Runway. And, like, bro, I'm not sit behind a desk. I can do it because I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? But when I do Uber, I get downloads. Like, and that's what I start talking to myself. Like, you are the reason. You are the reason for your struggle. It's not the circumstance. It's not because you don't have a job. It's because you're not staying on top of what you're supposed to do. You're not creating your own work schedule. You're not sticking to your work schedule. You're willy-nilly. And that's why it's not working. Just with my business too. Like, my business, I would have way more clients if I actually took more time to promote. If I actually got the webinar together, which the webinar's coming, y'all. Clock it. The free webinar. So y'all gotta be there. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all follow my Instagram too. Joanna.imperfectlyfit. Okay. So The webinar's coming. So I'm like, if I put more time in my webinar, if I put more time into my lives, it's not God. He's giving me the tools. It's me. And I don't want to be hard on myself because I do work very hard and I come so far and things take time. And maybe I'm building it brick by brick. But instead of thinking, oh, whoa, it's me, everything's going wrong and da-da-da-da, nothing's working out, thinking like, what can I do to make it work out? And there's a thing in the book that I'm reading. It says, instead of saying, oh, I don't have money and da-da-da-da, or I can't afford this. Oh, I seen it on TikTok. Instead of saying, I don't have money, I can't afford this, da-da-da, say, how can I afford it? How can I make it work? But y'all, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Like, I'm still here. I'm still in San Antonio. I'm not going back to Minnesota. I'm not going back to a job. I've made this agreement with myself. I have to show up for myself. And I think if I put this more on the internet more, it's going to make me not want to do it even more. You know what I'm saying? Not the Minnesota part, but like get a job or anything like that. So like for me, I had to sit with myself because once you go into survival mode, your mind is just racing too much and you're making irrational decisions. You're making decisions you're used to. And so, yeah, y'all, but I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is not to tell people or to suggest to other people to quit their jobs. I know it's a hard job market right now. I know people have bills and I know people are not a hustler like me or problem solver like me. I know some people don't have the mindset as me. I've been like this since I was a child. I used to have to solve a lot of family problems, navigate a lot of things, figure it out in the actual moment. And so I've been like this my whole entire life. I know everyone's not like this. And so do what you will with that. It's not easy, but nothing that comes easy will ever last. And nothing that comes easy will never be good for you. That's what I will say. That's what I will say. It takes work for anything. Even if you think about you got a career, most likely you went and got a degree. It took you 4 years to go up in there and get that degree. Didn't you trust that process that you got that degree, you was going to get that job? You could have got that degree and still didn't get no job. You trust the process. You took the time. You invested the time. So it's about what you invest your time in. But yeah, I'm going to get to preaching even longer. But let me know in the comments how y'all feeling. I know, like I said, don't do nothing because I said it. Because I know some people like, oh my gosh, you inspired me. Like, people tell me all the time I inspire them in just different ways. And I'm like, yes, I get it. And I think that's why people don't ever see, like, if I put on the internet, I struggled with this, I struggled with that, people don't want to hear it at all. Like, I learned about, like, people just, they never want to hear that type of stuff from me. Like, that stuff never do well. It's always the stuff like achievement wise or just my lifestyle, everything that does well. The stuff that he talks about, like my lows, they don't never do well because people don't want to hear from me that I experience lows. Like, they just see me as a warrior, which I low-key am. I'm like a whole soldier, so I go for war. I go to war. I go to war about my life. But anyways, y'all, I gotta go. I'm about to go get my matcha. Okay, right now it is 11:33 and I'm about to go get my matcha. I'm going to come back, let this video load, and honestly, I'm just gonna download it. I'm not editing shit out of this video. I'm sorry, y'all. But y'all gonna get this video, and that's all that matters, right? Happy Vlogtober, y'all. So make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all hype. Get your girl up in the algorithm, period. All right, I'll see y'all next video. Bye.